XRP is having a monster day. All right, we're going to get into the comments. We'll talk some XRP Ripple in this video. Thank you all for coming back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, this is a great time to hit that subscribe button. Join us right here. We talk XRP each and every single day. Back before the SEC even started their business kind of fighting XRP as a security, we have been talking about XRP, and I do appreciate all my returning subscribers. But this is the big storyline coming out from Finbold. All right, we're going to talk about the $12 billion in flows that we have seen in just less than 24 hours too. So really putting a bow on what we've seen over in the Middle East. I know that there are some conflicting reports, ceasefire, no ceasefire. Time will tell, okay? And if you didn't have a chance, whether you like him or love him, it was a very interesting comment from Donald Trump as he was walking into the White House on C-SPAN. Never really heard a sitting president drop an F-bomb, but check out that video if you do want to kind of get a laugh today. But there's really nothing funny about what we've been seeing in the crypto markets. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the charts. We'll look at the bubbles as always and get you guys going. But as I always like to tell you, this is not financial advice. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence, okay? Now, that's where we're going to find a great day on the charts, okay? I think all you guys watching will take this every day, twice on Sunday, as we look at XRP, currently trading at $2.18. I'll never tell you to buy or sell a crypto, all right? And I think that, unfortunately, whatever may be going on in the market, I could tell on YouTube, views are down. Nobody's really quite coming here for content purposes. And you get that sometimes in the summer months, but I know the ones that have been loyal, they've been faithful, and they have been returning to the channel. You guys can all witness and kind of bear witness to the fact that I have been buying XRP anytime that it has dipped below $2, okay, or even came close to it. And as XRP was really kind of getting afflicted by what we've seen in the Middle East, we've been through this before, guys. We've been through Russia, Ukraine. You know, the chances of World War III actually happening like this, okay? I would probably say that XRP has a higher probability of getting to $10 in 2025 versus the reality of a World War III event. And I just think that that's kind of the fundamentals. It's just so funny though when we do see kind of how the markets are shaped, right? You have the institutional players, you have the whales, and people that have multi-million dollars into said crypto assets. They will withdraw. They will go to the sidelines for refuge when we have high periods of volatility, when we do see a lot of people stable up and sit on the sidelines during these macro events, okay? Heavy kind of moves with inflation, bad numbers in terms of the economic data. Then we can even look into these geopolitical conflicts. It's all macro, okay? And macro makes the institutions run and hide, and that's kind of what we've been witnessing, all right? And as you guys all watch this, I mean, myself included, we're retail. Let's just call it what it is. And if you are a seasoned trader, you know better. But there is a lot of retail investors, traders, that were selling. They were looking at this as, oh God, we're going to war. My crypto's down 10% each day. What's going to happen, okay? I know not everybody's in the same financial situation. Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different means. And I think that is truly relevant because it is something I deal with every single day, myself included. I don't have an infinite amount of capital to dump into XRP, just being honest with you guys. But I do think that if we find levels where XRP is trading at a very solid entry point, that is a definite add to my position stance that I'm going to take, okay? And that's where you can essentially find yourself. I mean, over the last day, we're up 8.4%. I mean, you look back to just roughly June 23rd. So we're talking one day, a little bit more so than 24 hours, I believe, that XRP was trading below $2, okay? That's a very, very quick, if you want to call it what it is, that's a very quick, you know, 10% swing, just like this, okay? A little bit more so than that, just doing some quick math, all right? But that's how I feel about it. So before we get into this article, guys, I want to share with you guys a sponsor that I am affiliated with. This is BTCC, okay? This is an exchange that is 14 plus years in the industry. They do have spot and leverage trading available. But the biggest thing going right now, if you use my link in the description, you do receive 10% of a bonus on your first time deposit, okay? So there's no VPN KYC necessary. That's something where you also want to look at the fact that you can enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees. So I think a couple of the more exciting promotions that exchanges do offer, as always, if you are a leverage trader, you kind kind of know the deal, you know the game. But check out BTCC as I get into this discussion. Click the link in the description and check their website out as you follow along and listen to what I have to say to you in this video. And if you want to start trading, understand their terms and conditions and make sure it's the best financial decision for you, start trading today. All right. But that's kind of where we look into this storyline. And this is the monster day that we have seen for XRP. In less than 24 hours, a sharp recovery. Okay, that's where we've seen, like we talked about, below $2 XRP. And this recovery corresponded to roughly what we saw, a 7-8% gain on the day. In the market cap, right, brushing $120 billion. It's a sharp inflow of capital. And that's kind of where we go full circle for this one, right? I kind of mentioned it. I aforementioned this move because of the historical nature of why we do this, okay? Why I talk crypto, why I follow the markets every single day, every single hour. We're looking at kind of the news, and this is why it's relevant to make sure you stay up to date with what's going on, because it's not just staring at charts, okay? There's a lot of influence that does happen, and this is the one that you have to be aware of. Unless we had global outbreak, the United States gets bombed, a huge terrorism attack that kind of creates a retaliation effort by the United States or their allies, you know, it's going to be kind of isolated to Iran and Israel, okay? You know, unless China would have gotten involved, which I don't think they will for obvious reasons. It's isolated. It's an isolated macro event, okay? And what we've seen in the past, even look at Russia, Ukraine. Yes, crypto went down 40, 50, 60% in less than 24 hours. What happened the next day or the day after, shortly after? Boom, everything kind of went back to normal. The market's pumped once more. And I actually think that if you would have held through all of that, it would actually have resulted in you being up more so than you were at the time of the event, you know, where you fell from when the markets were bleeding, okay? And that's just kind of the unfortunate truth. You couple that with the fact that this is the summer. It's historically a very lull and dull session for crypto in Q2, Q3. And I think that's kind of what we've been dealing with. But I just can't understand a world where traders are ignoring the fact that we are trading in a period where not only do we have Donald Trump and the United States government pro-regulation at its high point, okay, the best conditions favorable for crypto do exist. We also get it during a period where Bitcoin has hit all-time high, and there's a lot of people out there that truly feel that we are not in a bull run. We are not in a bull cycle. There's a lot of mixed reviews in that. It's very controversial and speculative, but the subjective nature that we're trying to answer here, it doesn't really matter. Bitcoin hit an all-time high, $112,000, okay? I just quite frankly can't fathom a world where people think that crypto is a scam, it's going to zero. Yes, there are some bad actors out there, but calling what it is, when we talk a blue chip XRP token coin, if you will, with the ledger, this is a monumental way that the real world use case for crypto will be implemented and changed globally. Okay, it's transactional, so I do think that there is a way that XRP will decouple from Bitcoin and the overall crypto market eventually. We're not there yet, but we still kind of have to rely on it. And I think it comes down to the fact that a lot of people do believe that Ripple can survive without XRP. XRP can't survive without Ripple. Okay, and that's a very deep conversation for another day. But right now, as we look at kind of where we're at, the volume to market cap ratio at 3.87, that's relatively low due to the significant moves we've seen of inflows. I think that right now the potential presence of some large orders on the books are going to kind of contribute to that imbalance, exploiting some of the volatility that we have seen. But as we stay above $2, this is the psychological level. I've talked about it before in prior videos. This is the new 50 cents for XRP. And I know you guys remember those days. We were just trading for weeks, months on end, where XRP just never got too far above 50 cents, never got too low below it. And that's kind of where $2 seems to be that new level, according to a lot of people, okay? But the big storyline right now is kind of how we look and what we think of the charts moving forward, okay? Me and my XRP, we're holding. This is a long-term play for me, okay? So you're welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own capital. I always tell you guys that. This is not financial advice. But as it relates to kind of what I'm doing, for me, I want to see if XRP can see a 230, 240 price tag. That's kind of, for me, the number that's going to take to shift the gears, okay? If XRP hits 235, 240, that's when we start talking about, okay, well, why is XRP hitting 235, 240, okay? Because no matter what the bullish case is, the headline that we get in terms of XRP breaking news, XRP is doing something monumental. Look at this quote, look at this, look at that. It's all worthless. It does not account for anything due to the overall influence that we see from the macro. Macro's dominating the charts, and I think that relates to the price action of XRP. There is no good headline for XRP that will cause it to get back over $3, okay? This is going to be a grinded out, a slow, organic approach to scaling XRP, right? We're going to start that next leg up, and we're going to have to do it on the heels of just good, organic, low and slow growth. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. And if you were around in 2020, that's kind of how it all started, and then the FOMO caught fire. But if XRP gets moving in the right direction, Bitcoin's going to be moving. We're going to see significant moves across the board in the top 100, and the overall market cap probably will retrace all the way kind of back into that 3.6 trillion territory, in my personal opinion, before we get the needle moving as it relates to XRP. So for me, it's about 240. That's what's really going to take to kind of drive this argument further. I'm waiting on that. We'll see what happens. I don't have that crystal ball. I wish I did. I would tell you guys without a doubt, I want to see everybody win, and that's kind of why we do this here. So I'll leave you guys with that. Leave a comment down below for me if you do have any kind of, I guess, input on this matter. But I wanted to kind of get into the comments. We have some headlines, right? The ceasefire seemingly is going on right now. XRP is moving up 8% on the day. We'll take that. And yes, I am looking for that $2.40 level before we start kicking the tires on talking $3 XRP and beyond. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. Thank you for a couple minutes of your time. As always, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube, as well as give me a follow on X if you have not already done so. And be sure to check out the sponsor, BTCC, if you do want to become a trader on that platform. That link is down below. Enjoy those sign-on promotions, okay? I'll leave you with that. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.